So in the United States, let's say you're a black person, your great grandmother was black, you're about 1/6 or 1/8 black, and you have a black complexion, you have a beautiful visage, you have all the characteristics of a black person, uh, beautiful lips, cocoa skin. Would you put up with somebody coming up to you and said you're not really black? Well, you are black, but you're not fully black, but you're partially black. Now, in the question of the Acadian Metis, and this has been going on in my recent podcast, when the Mi'kmaq chiefs in the province rejected the appeal by the Vautour land claim, they basically claimed that there was no Acadian Metis wasn't a distinct society. But here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. The way this was worded, they're only talking about the Jackie Vautour ancestors and the other families on Kouchibouguac. Now let's go back to a global news article from 2022 that said that Mi'kmaq chiefs in New Brunswick are speaking out to oppose the land claim by the family of late Jackie Vautour involving property within Kouchibouguac National Park. Of course, Premier Robichaud and Trudeau expropriated the land to make the national park and displace Vautour's family, 249 others, and got rid of about 7 or 8 villages. Now, for more than 50 years, according to the article, the Vautours have claimed the Acadian Metis and have the permission of Stephen Augustine, an hereditary chief of the Mi'kmaq Grand Council, to remain on the property of the province's East Coast. Now, by definition, or whether you recognize it or not, I'm Acadian Metis. I respect my Acadian background. My ancestors come from the Ile First Nation. A lot of them are connected with the landing of the LaPointes in 1801 and the other sundry families that were there. Lorne, Gravel Hill, Doyville, Murchie Sullivan, Nash Creek, most of the Schiller LSD, Benjamin New Mills, parts of Baldoon, because there's quarries down there, are descendants of the ancestors of the LaPointes and other families that married Aboriginal women in the enclave 1820s up in the North Shore before Ile was established. They had numerous children. We figured it's between 3,000 and 5,000 people alone in Restigouche can claim Aboriginal ancestry. Are these status Indians? No. They are Acadian Metis. It doesn't matter if it's 1/6 or 1/12 or whatever. They're Acadian Metis. Some of them do not claim any special rights. Most of them are just proud of their background like me. I'm not looking for a land claim. I'm not looking for recognition. Now, in this statement from 2 years ago, which I think is very foolhardy, Mi'kmaq chiefs in the province say that Mi'kmaq hold title to the land that includes the park and the rights have not been extended to the Vautour family or Acadian Metis. Now, he said the Mi'kmaq, the Métis Nation of Canada, Society de l'Acadie de Nouveau-Brunswick, have all rejected the notion that Acadian Metis are a distinct indigenous group. Well, yes, we are. A distinct linguistic group is Indians, Acadians. We are a combination of Acadians and indigenous peoples, so it's Acadian Métis or Eastern Métis or Francophone Métis, whatever you want to call it. For them to say that, and I disagreed with the wording, because maybe they were trying to keep away from any legacy. There are more per population Acadian Métis in New Brunswick than any other Aboriginal group, because Aboriginal women married French Catholics, and in some cases Protestants on the North Shore. Every LaPointe in New Brunswick that's not a LaPointe from Quebec has Aboriginal blood in them, because with the landing of 1801, Odette de la Pointe, that's all merged it. Now, in the wording, for the Vautours, now this is amazing, continue to claim they have right to the lands in Kouchibouguac through the Mi'kmaq Council is wrong and it must stop. Okay, you're telling people not to be respect their heritage. The chief also claimed they have seen an increase in the number of individuals and groups claiming aspects of the Mi'kmaq culture in order to advance their own personal interests. They say it's a form of cultural appropriation. Well, that's just an opinion. How can you have cultural appropriation where half the people don't even know they're Acadian Métis? When people find out, they're saying, well, I'm a Hickey, I'm a Gooden, I'm a Mullally, I'm a Doucette, single T, double T. They all cross over. Who the hell is going to, a bunch of French people on the boats, they're not going to marry English Protestants. And, there's at least one member of my family She had the grandmother or the great grandmother had 22 children with a Quebecois Acadian mix, and she was Aboriginal, and that's like 500 descendants alone. So if that's not a distinct culture, I don't know what is. Now, Jackie Vautour, who passed away about 3 years ago again, had almost a half-century battle after the park. He had lived in his own residence, a cabin without electricity, until his death in February 2021. Now, in recent days, of course, the aspects of harassment by RCMP and whatever. But here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Whether we win on this or lose, because I think people should know their history. I want you to take a drive on the North Shore and get all the people, again, let's go over the communities just to be sure, because I was mayor up there, okay? You got Mountain Brook, you got Charlotte, okay? You got Charlotte River, you got Blacklands, New Mills, Benjamin River, Seaside, Black Point, Nash Creek, La Pointe Settlement, Hickey Settlement, Gravel Hill, Lorne West, West Lorne, East Lorne, Doyville, okay? You got Durham Center, Jacket River, Beldoon, all the way to Beldoon. From the BNP border, okay, to the Charlotte border. Put everybody in a room and you tell me those people don't look Aboriginal. We look sometimes like a bunch from Restigouche or some Baraya within the family because it would cross over. Eelwer Bar, not too much Perth. We're not related to a bunch from Perth. And Pabineau as well. There are some borderline Acadian Metis that are status, including, I'm not going to say who it is, but they know who they are, has been a chief in the province for the last few years. There's a heavy Acadian Métis in his background. Now, for the people to keep on with this, what do we want from this whole situation? Recognition, yes, and respect. Just because, like, they call us wannabes, okay? Sometimes we call ourselves half-breeds, and that's what we are. We're not full Acadian or Aboriginal. They call ourselves sometimes half-breeds. But they're calling us wannabe. Wannabe what? We don't even know what we are. If it's a distinct society, okay, there's many different types of Spanish people, not all the same. Not all Quebecers are the same in Quebec. There's parts of Quebec, it's more Montreal, Quebec City, Gaspésie. I don't say people from Gaspé are like the people from Montreal. Acadian Métis is a very, very complicated situation because the biggest population is the Bathurst region, Greater Bathurst region, but mostly Restigouche County. And he didn't marry the Protestant, he married Aboriginal people. And like I said, most of us are not looking for status, we're just looking for respect. So next time you hear about somebody criticizing people, wannabe Indians or whatever, just think for a second, where did all the population of the North Shore come from? It was after 1800, right? Where did the 1,500 people in Lorne, at the high population of Lorne, in the early 80s, 1,500, maybe 90% were Acadian Métis or Aboriginal blood? We all look the same. We all look like Elvis. We all look like Andy Kim. We look a bit like Gina Vanelli. Go figure. The women in my family, they all look Aboriginal. Okay, you look at us and it's almost like they're female Elvises, the women, beautiful ladies. So you're going to tell these people, like my grandfather had 27 children. He was Aboriginal. He has over 1,000 descendants through the years from the different families, with 3 different wives, and he married a black Aboriginal woman from Nova Scotia. Now that's weird too. His Aboriginal kids with his second wife are not Acadian Métis or Nova Scotia Métis, which is totally bizarre. Still Acadian Métis for a different factor. So it's a word to the chiefs. If you want to debate me on this situation about what's Acadian Métis, I will debate you. I can back it up. I'm an historian. I've covered provincial politics and history in the North Shore. The stories were told me they went into the woods because they were scared to be killed, and they made Lorne and Doyville and Jacket River. That alone, that's 5,000 descendants over the years. Some have moved away. I'm living in Canterbury, New Brunswick. Do I change because I'm living down here? I'm not living in the North Shore anymore. And there's Jewish blood as well. There's Blaze in that bunch too. I'm part Jewish, by the way. So I'm my own distinct society because I'm a Jewish Acadian Métis. Okay, with Irish and Roma blood, there are gypsies in my family. So the chiefs can say what they want, but the problem is they're scared of us. They're scared because there's more of us than them. It'll come out down the road. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, pure card-carrying status Indians are the ones from the reserve and their descendants. But this was also the population that He took away the status of their Aboriginal women, the federal government. And he lost status when he married a white person. Okay? And gave it back. So it's very complicated. So what they say now, they may change their mind down the road. Jackie Vautour is right. You came on our land and we were, if somebody would have came in Lorne and Jackie River did the same thing, would we put up with that in the North Shore? It's bizarre. So when the Chiefs' decision from 2 years ago, I didn't directly cover it, but it's wrong. It was a wrong opinion. What they should have said, we need more study of the situation. Now, we're getting kind of using American legal language. We're not trying to take over First Nations in our province. We just want recognition. Are you going to tell us that all the beautiful children we had through the years that were Aboriginal and Acadian blood don't count? That's what you're saying. You're treating us like lesser citizens. By the way, anybody in the public that's listening to this podcast want to come to my place in Canterbury and challenge me being Acadian Metis, you're going to be laughed cerebrally out the house. I challenge any person, Aboriginal or non-Aboriginal, to debate me on this issue. Okay, I'll put you in your place, give you a little bit of history. So again, 5,000 Acadian Metis in the North Shore. That statement doesn't apply to us because you didn't even know we existed. You're probably only finding out in recent years that there's more of us than the Jackie Vautour family, and we're not getting any recognition. We're not asking for it. In the words of my good cousin Maurice Levine, there's more of us than them. I'll leave you with that. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget, keep your stick in the ice. Have a good day. Bye.